everyone, welcome back to Samurai Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial on this channel. So today's tutorial will be making this beautiful blouse you are seeing right there on the thumbnail. So for this particular blouse, I've already made my basic bodice pattern. This is my center front and this is the shoulder line for this pattern. So here I am going to decide whether to make this blouse as a bustier or I will make it without a bustier. So whichever way you want to make, without a bustier means without that, and with a bustier means with that. So looking at what we have on the thumbnail right there, you can see that basically the fabric used right there, you can hardly trace the seam lines. So we have two options here. It depends on the fabric you want to work with. So if you want to make it a bustier, I'll show you how to do that. If you want to make it without a bustier, I'll also show you how to do that. So now I have my waist or front length and I have my under bust point. So if you are making this without a dart, this is how to go about it. So what I have right here is without a dart. So the first thing I want to do, if you are using without a dart, all you need to do is to impute your bust circumference divided by 4 and your waist circumference divided by 4 and connect. That is what you need if you are making it without a dart. So the first thing I want to do now is to determine the width of my neckline. So here the width of the neckline depends on you. You can do 1.5, you can do 1 inch. So here I want to do 1.5. So you can see me marking out my 1.5. So I'm placing my pattern, my tape measure, to align with what I have from here at 1.5 up to this point. Now the next I'm going to do, this is my chest line. This is chest line. So from the chest line, I'm going to come up by 1 inch and make a mark for the neckline, and I'll come in and make another mark. So this mark you see me make here, I'll be using another marker to highlight this line. So I'm using broken line because we'll be using it to create our neckline right here. So from this line I've highlighted, I'm going to go up again by ½ an inch from that point. This is ½ an inch. So I will first of all connect this broken line to this blue line to form the exact neckline we have right there on the thumbnail. So this is how I'm going to do it, by placing my pattern ruler, the curved part of it, to match up with the highlighted line with the blue line, as you can see. So once that is done, I'm going to place my pattern ruler this way from the 0.5 inch we went in, the way we have the shape of that dress on the thumbnail, and this is it. So this is how you are going to cut out. You are going to cut out from here, and that becomes the front piece of your blouse. Okay, so the center front usually will be on fold, but I know most of us will want to make this blouse as a bustier. So to go about the bustier, if you want to make use of bustier, the first thing you are going to do is to divide your shoulder seam line by 2. So my shoulder seam line divided by 2, this is the mark, and I'm going to impute my bust span divide by 2. This is the mark. I'm going to create the dart, which is going to serve as my bustier. So from here I will get to that point, and from here I'm going to mark up to this point. So next I'm going to do is to impute my dart. I'm making use of 1.5 inch dart. That means I'll be sharing 0.75 here and 0.75 here. So once that is done, I'm going to connect it to the bust point. So this is my bust point line. Now the dart I'm going to use, which is my bust dart, depends on your measurement. I'm using 2 inches bust dart, and I'm going to share it by 2. So I'll be able to create my bustier effectively. So this is it. and I'll come out a little bit. From there I'll connect to accommodate my bust dart. So I'm going to contour the under bust. Okay, so usually our under bust contour line, I'll be placing my tape on the under bust line. Okay, and I'll take my under bust measurement, divide by 4. So here I have 8.75 and I have 1.5 left. So here I will put 0.25 and the rest of 1.25 I'm going to impute it right there. So this is it. I will connect from that point to the bust point, and I'll connect from that point to the bust point. So I'm going to connect what I have from that point to the waistline and back to the waistline. So doing this, I'm done contouring. So now I'm going to contour what I have on my over bust. Okay, so I'll be able to have this part fitting very well. But that is if I'm making use of an over bust dart, but I don't think an over bust dart will be fine for this. But if you know you want to make this, I will just assume if you want to follow this line, okay, I'm going to assume we are making use of a shoulder dart. Okay, so meaning that I'm not contouring anything, and you are not going to have any gaping at that point as well. So because we still have the shoulder connected to this point, so you have two options, either to cut on this line or to make a princess dart. So if you want to make a princess dart for it, this is it. I'm going to take the measurement of what I have on the armhole, divide by 2. I have 10.5 at that point. I'm going to divide by 2. So 10.5 divided by 2 will give me 5.25, and I'll step down by 1 inch. Okay, so I'll place my pattern ruler for my princess dart. So this is my princess dart line. So you choose whether to go by this or by this. So if you are going by this, you need to come out by 0.75 and reconnect. Okay, 0.75 and reconnect. That is if you choose any of these lines. So I'm not going to make any dart for the over bust because we have a shoulder line at that point. So I'm going to cut this pattern. Okay, so the back is just a simple. You can go ahead and make your back the way you want to make it. So for this particular bustier part, that is if you are making a dart. So I just choose to go with the shoulder dart. So that is why I'm cutting off the princess dart part. So I'm going with the shoulder dart, and I'm cutting my my neckline. So this is the neckline which we created as it is right there on the thumbnail. So I'll just cut the center front, which is going to be on fold. So I'll now cut off my dart accordingly and close up my bust dart. So for the center one, I'll just go this way. That is if you are using this, and I think that one is better to use. Okay, so if you are joining the both of them, this is what you are going to do. Can you see that? So by the time you join you still have your bustier, and close up your bust dart. So I'm going to close up my bust dart right now. So I'll quickly apply my adhesive and close up my bust dart. Okay, so that is that, and that is how to go about it. So people, this is what you are going to have for this particular bustier, and I feel and I think this is good to go with. Okay, so you can now go ahead and make the sleeves and the back the way you wish it to be. So thank you very much for coming to this tutorial once again. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming, and see you in the next one. Bye.